Going on, world? DS1 Ross, and I'm back. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to everybody who showed love to me, DS1 Ross, and Sheep Stay Sleep TV. Much love to y'all. It's very much appreciated. Tonight, y'all see the title. Haven Bullets is back. It's been a minute since I chopped it up with Haven. Um, but he's back, man. Um, Haven a cool dude, good brother. First time we met, we clicked, man. It's a cool dude, man. So he's back, and he's here to clear the air, and tell people how he feel right here on Sheep Stay Sleep TV. So I'm gonna go ahead and get these announcements out, and then I'm gonna go ahead and get my bro on. So shout out to everybody that's in the chat. Do me a favor. If you have the community tab, share the show. So if you're new to my channel, you just tuned in, please go and check out the playlist section of this channel. It's where I have all my series. That's something I do here on Sheep Stay Sleep TV. Every year I do a Black History Month series. Check out the Black History Month series of 2017, 2018, and also this year, 2019. Go and check that out. Go and check out the Real Relationship series. That's a series that I did on relationships. Go and check that out. Also, go and check out the Matrix series. It's just a series of streams that I've done, breaking down my analysis of the Matrix. Uh, Also check out my car rant series. That's a series that I do, where I just sit in my car and I rant about random popular topics that's out in the media. So stay tuned for that. I think I just dropped, I'm up to episode 30 or 31. So if y'all want to get caught up on those series, go ahead and check those out. I appreciate everybody. Shout out to everybody in the chat so far. Much love. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button for me, family. Go ahead and hit that like button. Now go ahead and smash that like button. Go ahead and shoot my brother this link. We gonna get it on, y'all. So y'all stay tuned, man. This is gonna be good, man. I got you, bro. It's coming your way in a sec. There we go. I sent it to you, Haven. You should have it, bro. Shout out to everybody in the chat. I see y'all coming through. I see y'all coming through, man. Share the show. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Hit that like button and share the show, family. Shout out to the great moderator, Poetic Kels. What's going on, sis? Shout out to Old Reliable. My man Haven should be coming on in a minute, y'all, so y'all stay tuned. Gossip Vibes J, welcome. I appreciate you for stopping by. My man Raphael, shout out to Raphael. Thanks for tuning in. Shout out to everybody in the bushes. Shout out to y'all too. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button and share the show too. Very much appreciated.
Hello, you hear me?
Yeah, you good, bro? What's going on?
Peace, peace, peace.
Man, what's bro? It's been a minute. We ain't do one of these in a couple months.
I know. I've been real busy. I barely even be putting up videos on my own channel, but I'm here to now.
Facts, man. Facts. I know. I understand, man. Everybody live a real life. Well, not everybody, but some of us do. Some of us live a real life. So, you know, um, I'm glad all is well, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, thank you.
No doubt, no doubt. So, you know, um, talk to the people, man. Let the people know what's up and what's been up with Haven. You know, um, and let the people know why you here, why you came back to Sheep Stay Sleep TV, bro.
Yeah, thank you, bro. What's up been with me? I've been chilling, doing my thing, taking care of my family first and foremost, taking care of myself. I've been seeing things in the YouTube world that I didn't like. This ADOS shit, which I've been knew about for like 2 years now. Most people just found out about it, but I found out about it about 2 years ago. I've been on eVet ads ever since, even more longer than 2 years ago, actually. But it's like they actually started the movement. They've been talking the talk, but like the movement formalized like about 2 years ago, and I've been on their ass ever since. And it's like I've been trying to warn the people, let the people know what it's really about, and show the people that this ain't what you think it is. And they not here for you. They not here to help you. And it's deeper than rap.
So, what about all of the people who's actually sitting back and doing all of this research and really trying to prove that that this ADOS thing represents us? What do you say to those people? Because those people will give you a lot of pushback and say, well, ADOS is real. We're not, we're not we're not from the continent of Africa, but we're Africans that's here in America. So what do you say to that?
I say to that is that one, these people must not know what it means to be black in America. This is the reason why I shut Yvette down, because she was trying to connect this ADOS movement to movements in the past and black people in the past. And I did my videos explaining that nobody in the past would have ever supported this ADOS movement. This ADOS movement has no roots in black American culture, African American culture, whatever you want to call it. It does not. This is just something that she just made up, and it was made up for one purpose and one purpose only: to cause division. That's it. And it's like people try to give it their own definition and put spins on it, but I know what it really is, and I know how it started.
So who are the people who came up with this whole ADOS thing? Like, break it down a little bit, bro, to the people who really don't know what it's about, because now it's just became a hashtag or a part of people's YouTube names. So break it down a little bit, simplify it.
All right, the people who started it was Yvette Carnell and Tone Talks. That's Antonio Moore. Antonio Moore the LA prosecutor, the one who started working for like conservative news media outlets, writing articles for them and all that other stuff. Yvette Carnell, the person who's on the white nationalist board, man, she's a board member of a white nationalist think tank. Wow.
Give him a minute, family. He be right back. Oh,
Yeah,
there you
yeah,
go. Go ahead, bro.
yeah. It was a white nationalist. She's a board member. The whole purpose of this movement was simply just to cause division between black people in America and try to redefine blackness in America. That's the whole purpose of it. That's what they've been doing for like the last 2 years. This is the reason why they only 99, 100% of the time they only talk about black immigrants. Because it's like 99% of the time they only talking about black immigrants, or they talking about immigrants in general, which includes black immigrants. So 100% of the time that's all they talking about. It's a reason for that. It's a reason why. Let me see. There's how can I put this? It's the reason why they operate the way they operate and they talk the way they talk. They're coming to you with white nationalist talking points. These are talking points that were created by white nationalists, like I told people years ago, for the sole purpose of causing division among black people. There is never in the history of black people, 400-year history, have black people identified themselves as anything other than black, as in with race consciousness. Nobody ever came up with this concept that they just wanted to be African Americans and wanted to be separated from other black people and have smoke with other black people and have tribes. We don't do the tribe game. We don't play my tribe game. That's completely destructive. Did I am I making it clear, or you need me to go in a little bit more?
Nah, that's a cool synopsis because um like I said, a lot of us don't really know what ADOS is specifically and what the purpose is. And what it like why do you think, because I've heard of Antonio Moore, I've heard of Yvette Carnell. I really don't pay too much attention to Yvette Carnell. I've listened to Tone Talks a couple of times because he talks about wealth in America. And he talks about how the distribution of wealth is distributed unfairly. And this is why, you know, um us as black people are really down because we're not afforded the same opportunities to acquire wealth.
Yeah.
So and I really think that's true. So
No. There's truth to that. See, this is the thing they do. They hide they lies in truth. Is there a racial wealth gap? Of course. Are or resources not allocated fairly to black people as it is to other groups, other races? Of course, it's all true. But the thing is that they trying to blame black immigrants for it when that is factually incorrect. First of all, and they try to create this environment where we got to fight over crumbs with other black people because you never hear them talking about other people. It's like you could count on your fingers and toes how many times you ever heard them mention other groups, and you'll still have fingers and toes. But nobody can't count how many times they have mentioned black immigrants. They do it all the time. Or black people who descend from immigrants, who may not be immigrants themselves, but their parents was immigrants, or or a grandparent was an immigrant, or something like that. It's a reason for that. Because it's like this. They trying to create this illusion of resource scarcity. One, we don't need to be fighting with other black people. There is no resource scarcity in America. We can get ours without fighting with other people. You don't have to fight with other people to get anything you want to get. Second, I'm gonna see how I want to put this. Second, black immigrants are not taking anything from black Americans. See, they keep trying to play this trick game. We know who's taking from us, and we know who's taking out the community. We we know who own all the gas stations, who own all the liquor stores, who own all the stores, and it ain't black immigrants. We know who's taking hundreds of billions of dollars out the community every year, all year, and it ain't black immigrants. It's Arabs, it's Asians, it's Latinos. Because, like, think about it. How many businesses do you even see with black immigrants in black communities? You might see Jamaicans with some food restaurants. You might see an African with some hair shops, or you might see an African who own a dollar store. But otherwise than that, it's nothing. So why is are we really trying to get to the bag and trying to secure ourselves? Why are you targeting people who's like one of the smallest groups and they ain't taking nothing from us? They getting their own money.
Good point. That's a good point, and I have to agree with everything you said because those are the people who's really, you know, having the areas that we predominantly occupy on lock. It's the Arabs because they run the corner stores. The Latinos run the supermarkets. Or the Arabs run the supermarkets. The
The Indians,
Chinese, yeah, the Koreans and the Chinese own the fruit stands and the fish markets. They run the liquor stores. So
they run the gas stations, everything.
that's a fact.
The laundromat, everything. You can't get away from them. So if you're really about getting to the bag, why are you attacking people who not even getting money from us? That's like me starting a movement attacking Native Americans. What money is Native Americans taking from black people? What stores do they got in our communities sucking wealth out of our communities? Just like with the affirmative action thingy. First of all, they totally misrepresent affirmative action. Second, we all know like 70% of affirmative action gains as far as hiring, loans, grants, college admissions, and all that go to white women. If you're really trying to help people, why are you going after Africans who don't even register? Like you could tell them that they can't even use none of these programs and give it all to black people and it wouldn't even move the needle. But you got other groups who literally eating off it and then ate off it so much that they want to get rid of it now. Like Asians, people don't notice Asians was very pro affirmative action because they ate off it lovely. They ate off it so much that they saying get rid of it because we don't need it no more. We got so full of it. Why nobody talking about that? Why are you arguing with somebody that you're assuming is using an affirmative is in college or got this job because of affirmative action when you don't even know? You assuming that.
Mm.
Because a lot of time people say, oh, you see all these Africans in school, they taking our affirmative action spots, not even knowing that most of them didn't even get in with no affirmative action. These are people who was recruited for the school. They was recruited for the school. They're not there on no affirmative action. These are people who got paper. These are people who got into the school like that. They're not getting in on these programs that people be claiming they're getting in on.
So why do you think they're attacking? Why do you think they're attacking immigrants then? What do you think is the purpose for it? Do you think it's just for them to make up somebody to blame some shit on?
No,
Like
it's
what
for
is it really
division.
about?
It's purely about division. That's why
Mm.
everything always keeps getting back to black immigrants. Like if we're going to talk about reparations, what the fuck do black immigrants got to do with reparations? Are they stopping black people from getting reparations? No. Are they the ones who owe us reparations? No. So why is, when you talking about reparations, you attacking them? When do they even come up in the equation? Because everything they do, they magically work it back to attacking them. And the reason that is because again, Yvette Carnell is a part of this white white nationalist think tank. And their whole movement is to try to limit people of color immigration into America. And more importantly, black and brown, but even more importantly than that, blacks. And they want to use black people, they want to have black people do the dirty work for them so they can claim it's not racist because you got black people calling for talking to them.
Wow. Wow. Haven Bullets, y'all. Haven Bullets, family. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button. Y'all share the show in y'all community tab, man. So Haven, what
Yeah.
I was just listening to what you were saying, right? And what's Yvette? You said Yvette Carnell works for a white supremacist think tank.
Yes. Progressives. for immigration reform. The dude that's one of the groups that's a part of the John Taunton network. This is a white dude who's a white nationalist whose whole meditation is to make sure whites are the super majority, not even the super majority, like 80, 90+% of the population. That's what he do. He's doing that by trying to not only limit black immigration into America, but also trying to help keep the black community down because he's also a eugenicist. And you know, eugenics is about population control among
Mm-hmm.
black people. You know, it's always been about that in America. That's why
Right.
you had all the secret sterilization programs of black people. You got all the
Mm-hmm.
abortion clinics strategically located in black neighborhoods or adjacent to black neighborhoods. They promoted among black people. It's about keeping the black numbers down. So if you want to keep the black numbers down, you got to sterilize or kill black babies being born in America and keep black people from immigrating here. All this anti-black immigration stuff is just one part of the puzzle.
So it's kind of like their own version of Trump complaining about Mexicans.
Yeah,
Mm,
and Trump complaining
interesting.
about black people. Remember, he called Haiti, which was supposed to be basically a proxy for West Indian countries in all of Africa, a shithole. He said all
Right.
Haitians got AIDS, and he also said he don't want black people coming from Africa into America because they never gonna want to leave and they need to stay with their mud huts. He said all this stuff. This is what he said as president, not including all the stuff he said before he was president. This is, and remember, he also said, why can't we get more immigrants from from Norway? Why can't we get more
Mm,
immigrants from Europe? That's what this is about. This
right.
is why it doesn't make any sense. If you really think about it, what sense does it make to attack black immigrants, especially if you're trying to fight for reparations? Most people don't even notice that black immigrants might be the most pro reparations population in America, even more pro than African Americans themselves. Last study I seen, last one I seen, if you ask when they polled black people about how many of y'all want reparations, it was only at 60%. And I heard they dropped down to 58%. Black people don't even be on it about reparations like that. You got the white lady whose whole platform for running for president is about getting black people reparations. She still ain't even got enough donations to even qualify to be on the stage to have debates. When all she would need it was to be on the stage is like, I think you need like 50,000 or 100,000 unique donations, which means if you got 100,000 people to donate $1 to you, you could get on the stage. She still didn't meet the dead. She still didn't make the number. And next week is the deadline. If she don't get the donations by next week, she can't be on the stage, and that effectively kills her chance of being president. And her whole platform was about getting reparations. Why is Yvette and Carnell and them not promoting her? If they really about this reparations shit, she
Now,
willing to work with black people. She got $100 billion plan already on the table, ready to go. Not only is that, she ready to work with you, to talk to the community, see what we want, even expand it. So why is I'm a even though I don't fuck with Phil, I'm gonna give him credit. He the only person pushing her. All these
mm,
other niggas running around screaming ADOS and reparations 2020 and tangibles 2020 and no black agenda, no vote, and all this other goofy shit. You never hear these niggas pushing her. How many of these niggas even gave her $1?
right,
That's
because
why I
I've
told
I've
people
never
it's,
even
it
heard
ain't
of
it
her.
ain't it ain't about no damn reparations. I even got the clip of Yvette Carnell saying niggas ain't getting no reparations. When one of the callers asked her, how are we gonna even get this money and what we gonna do with it? She said, I ain't getting no money.
Wow. So basically, because the first time I heard Tone talks, he was kind of speaking from that perspective too. He was kind of talking like it was no hope for us, based on all the research he's done, and him being a financial guy and an analyst and all of these things. But now you telling me they pushing this whole ADOS and this reparations thing. It's like, hold on. When did y'all get hope? Who helped y'all see the light? That's kind of confusing to me, because whenever I've heard Tone talks, that's what he spoke like black people had no chance. We don't have no chance. We'll never own nothing. We'll always be mediocre. Is basically what I got from him the first time I heard him speak. So it is kind of strange, that all of a sudden now, he's pushing the whole reparations thing and saying that there is something for us. There is some hope for us. You know. So that's kind of strange, bro. So
And on top of that, people don't understand. Like, I don't actually fuck with Clark Anderson like that myself, but even he don't fuck with ADOS. He don't fuck with the movement. And people keep trying to claim that Clark Anderson got something to do with this. He said many a times he don't got nothing to do with these niggas. Yvette Carnell and Tone Talks just dissed him recently. I got a video coming where they dissed him again. He don't fuck with them niggas. Like, nobody fuck with them. I got the video up of when they was trying to diss the Nation of Islam just recently. I got the video up when the NAACP was getting at them. Like, nobody fucks with these niggas, man. If you really was trying to get reparations, why are you dissing all these other groups that could possibly help? All the groups that put in all the work before you. Dissing in Cobra. And Cobra is the reason you even got HR 40, which is on your black agenda, which you call trash. So why is it on your black agenda if you called it trash? On top of that, you talking about, oh, it's trash now. That means you put it on your black agenda and you didn't even read it. Because HR 40 was public when y'all put it on your black agenda, which means you just, like I told people, they just threw it on there just so they could say it got something that got to do with reparations. Because if you read the black agenda, only the HR 40 part has anything to do with reparations. But y'all supposed to be a reparations movement.
damn, yeah, that sounds shaky, bro.
And if
Sounds
you're a
shaky.
reparations movement, why is the reparations part always at the bottom? And just not and only thing it says is we support HR 40. That's all it says. It doesn't break down what we're gonna do. Do we need money? Are we gonna get money? How are we gonna split this up? It doesn't talk about none of that. Because all the stuff before that is regular stuff that they've been pushing that has nothing to do with reparations. And in the first part of the black agenda is about we want a separate designation from other black people. And I told people that's the reason that's the first and foremost thing on the black agenda, because that's what they really want. All that other shit is just basically to make niggas feel good and make it seem like they actually looking out for the people. And you got reparations all the way at the bottom, and they still didn't update the black agenda yet. When they still keep calling HR 40 trash, but they still haven't taken it off their black agenda, or at least updated it, saying that we want it rewritten. Like, the people playing games with y'all.
So this shit is like a smoke screen.
Yes, like, it ain't got nothing to do with that. Because I challenge people to show me the blueprint for how you gonna get reparations. And hollering at presidential candidates is not a way to get reparations. Because people keep constantly talking about how other groups got reparations. My question to you is, which group got reparations doing what you doing? Not one. Not one. Everybody knows better than to do that, because reparations is unpopular for no matter who you're talking about. This is why when people want to go get reparations, they go through the legislative or they go through the court. They never try to go through the president, let alone go through the president, somebody who's trying to be president. That makes no sense.
Mm-hmm. Wow, man, this is crazy, man. I'm definitely taking all of this in, because this is crazy. You know.
Like, Yvette and Tone know I know the truth. They know I've been following them. They know I've been banging on them for years now. This is why Yvette was commenting on my board. That's why they flagged down like 3 of my channels that had all the information up there. Like, nobody believed me when I told people that. When I told people all this stuff. And then when I started putting the receipts up, now everybody want to flag me. Tariq too, because Tariq is a fuck nigga who just dick riding, who see this as another way to get an easy check. He don't give a fuck about reparations. He just sees this as an easy check, another easy check for himself. So he another one.
Damn. And that's why I haven't been seeing you dropping no uploads either, man, because they flagged you up, huh?
Yeah, I be dropping them, but it's like they flag so many of my channels that I gotta constantly start new channels that nobody even heard about. I got a bunch
Right.
of I got a channel right now that I just dropped like 20 videos in a row on, and most people don't even know it even exists.
Nah,
And
I
I've
don't,
been using
bro.
this and I've been using this channel for like a couple of months. Like I just commented in the chat room on the Haven Bullets Awareness channel. It's people who still asking. I've been using this channel for like 2 months hard body, and people been still asking me, yo, is that your real channel? Because people don't know, because they constantly flagging me. Like they block me on Twitter. Even Jason Black, that fuck nigga, he already know what time it is. He's scared. He don't want no smoke. He challenged me to call into his show one time. I'm like, I'll talk to you on a neutral platform. You want to block me on a neutral platform when I can go back and forth with you, but you want me to talk to you on your show. And you wish death on me because you mad I exposed you. And you thought Tariq was gonna cook you when I exposed you for dissing him on the low.
Oh, for
For
the
the
movie
polite.
that Jason Black was trying to put out.
You know it's for Hitting Colors 5 because he's mad that Tariq put polite in it. So he was throwing shots at polite and throwing shots at Tariq and Hitting Colors 5. I told niggas know because I put it out there to Tariq. He know Tariq saw it because all these niggas watch me. They be on my dick. That's the funny part about it. All they dick riders be attacking me saying you don't get no views. But it's like the nigga you following watches my channel. Like all these people been commenting, be making all these dick riding ass ADOS videos, and Yvette Carnell has not addressed y'all niggas, not big y'all niggas up, not one time. I'm making videos cooking the fuck out of her. She on my comment board crying. Nobody never even seen Yvette comment to people on YouTube before. She commenting to me. I remember one of my channels I just lost. Her and Tone Talks was up flagging me at like 3 o'clock in the morning.
But see, bro, you that's 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 something, man. That had that's the reason why you infamous, man. That's on some real shit. That's why you infamous on YouTube. Because of that, bro. You make the biggest channels respond to you. And you actually compete. You don't run. You don't care about no numbers. You don't care about none of that. You know, and that's why I respect you too. I respect you for that because you don't run. You don't tuck your tail. You don't tuck your tail, man. I respect that about you, bro. You stand on what you believe.
I know, and that's why people try to play me saying, "Oh, well, you wouldn't debate this one, you wouldn't debate that one, or this one don't know you, that one don't know you." I say, "Nigga, yes, they do know me. Here's the proof that they know me, and you could ask your leader why they running from me. Why instead of trying to prove me wrong, or having a head up with me, they want to try to silence me. Ask your leader that. Your leader is so smart, know everything. No, they talking straight facts. Nobody can't debunk nothing they saying. Why they trying to silence me then? Why is your leader trying to silence me? Like Yvette Carnell still flagging me. When I did the video about when she tried to misrepresent the slave trade, she flagged that video twice. She didn't get it down, but she got an age I uploaded it. She got an age restriction put on it. Then I re-uploaded it. I re-edited it, put it up again. She got a bunch of stuff taken off it, like a bunch of features disabled on it, on the video. So it's basically you can't comment on it, can't share it, or nothing like that. You just gotta see it if you see it. Like they know they don't want the smoke. Like I always bring receipts. I got more receipts than the IRS. When I brought the receipt against Tone Talks from a video he made a year ago when he was telling people that he don't consider people who got a black immigrant parent our people. But if you got a white parent, you our people. People didn't believe me when I said that. But when I dropped that receipt, that nigga Tone Talks flagged that video ASAP. And I got another video of him saying the same shit again. And just recently. Everybody's shocked and chagrined. That's why I be looking at people who are part of this movement like you don't even know what you following. The nigga said out his own mouth that if you got an immigrant parent, you're not our people, which means Malcolm X is not our people. Yvette Carnell even said it because she was going back and forth with Roland Martin, and Roland Martin was like, "Yo, so y'all saying Malcolm X ain't our people?" She said he was an out. Nah, he an ally. Like, how disrespectful is that? You know what an ally is? You put in, when by saying Malcolm X was an ally, you putting him in the same category as a Chinese person who says black people deserve reparations. How disrespectful is that? Man lived his whole life as a black man. White supremacy, white racism destroyed his whole family. They killed his father. They drove his mother insane. They split him up from his brothers and sisters. They ultimately caused the beef between him and Elijah Muhammad, which created the environment who got him killed. All this, and you're going to disrespect that. That man gave his whole life for black people. You're going to call him an ally? Like he's just some Chinese dude or some white dude who said, I don't agree with how black people being treated. And niggas is going for that. That's why I told people, I said, ain't no coming back from this ADOS shit. A lot of niggas be jacking a lot of bullshit ass movements and they come around and everything is cool, but it ain't no coming back from that, man. This shit too disrespectful. Ain't no coming back from this. Ain't no content provider who was pushing this shit, especially after all the facts came out, getting no pass from me. You ain't never gonna be able to come back after this shit. And anybody riding with you can't come back neither.
Damn, that's like them saying, Marcus Garvey ain't our people. Marcus Garvey was Jamaican. So
That's what they
right.
are saying. That's what they saying. They saying he not our people. Who else is not our people? Everybody. They said Umar is not our. You know I don't fuck with Umar, but they said Umar is not our people because one of his great grandfathers, mind you, you have 4 grandfathers, great grandfathers. One of them happened to be a black Cuban, not just like a white person who's a Cuban, but a black Cuban. And they said he's not our people no more. He's a foreigner. He's not our people. Who talks like that? That's why I told you this movement can't root itself in the past in no way, shape, or form. No leader would have ever joined this movement. They would have never fucked with this movement. Just for them even trying to separate themselves, that was enough. But all this other extra disrespect, never. Never.
Damn. So it sounds like this shit is water. It's like a watered down movement, like Black Lives Matter.
It is Black Lives Matter, but even worse, because Black Lives Matter wasn't trying to divide people, wasn't trying to divide black people. Man, look how similar it is. People were saying Black Lives Matter they was working with white people. Well, Yvette Carnell's working with white nationalists. They talking about the founders of Black Lives Matter was lesbians. Yvette Carnell is a lesbian. Not only is she a lesbian, she a swirler. She got a white girl. It's just a hashtag movement. They ain't actually getting nothing done on the street for nobody. They just hashtagging it up all day. And they might run up on somebody here and there and then put it on YouTube and act like they did something.
Wow. So this is basically some social media hashtag type of movement to gain followers and attention. So hopefully they could get a big check from some sponsored corporation or some shit.
Yeah, but it's more deeper than that because they actually want to divide black people and they actually doing shit that they know is going to help keep white racists in power. Like
Mm.
Yvette Carnell, I keep telling people. That's why I never called nobody an agent before, but I called Yvette Carnell an agent like 2-3 years ago. Because when I found out that, because at first I thought she was just like was a useful idiot. But once I found out that she had a political science degree and she worked on in Washington, D.C., I said she know exactly what she's doing. Because I know a lot of our people don't know a lot about politics. So it's easy for them to get put in the trick bag. But it ain't, but you can't be, you're not gonna get that excuse. You went to college, you a college graduate for political science. You worked in the Capitol, Washington, D.C., as a staffer for a congressman, for 2 different congressmen, actually. There's no way you confused and you don't know what's going on and you don't understand what you're doing. That's how she got kicked out before, because they saw her trying to run interference for racists.
God damn. Man, I didn't know I ran that deep with that woman. She never really interests me. Like I watched her a couple of times. She never interests me. To me, she was always a lot of fluff. Like she just rambles on about a bunch of shit that don't even really add up to nothing at the end of the day.
The reason she interests me is because she was talking politics. Because like people know I came in the door talking politics and
Facts.
talking about politics, talking to people. So she was talking that shit. That's what interests me. That's how I even was even on her, because I was saying people that I kind of like how she talks politics, and then I saw her with the constant black immigrant bashing. Because at first she was like doing an individual here and an individual there. So I ain't really paying no mind, because it was like those individuals she was talking about was suspect off the gate. But then when she started attacking like Jamaicans as a group, or Africans as a group, or this one as a group, then it's like now shit starting to get funny, and it's like, nah, I can't fuck with you. And then I started listening to her, and I'm like, yo, because I was the first person to tell people that she worked for a white nationalist group. I didn't know which one at the time, but I told people years ago that she worked for white nationalists. She using their talking points. I just found out the group just recently, but I already put it out there to people. I told them. I never lie, man. I always got receipts of everything I always say always come true. I never lie on nobody, because I don't gotta lie on these niggas. People make it seem like I'm just here to start trouble. I'm not here to start trouble. I'm just here to expose the fake and try to make room for the real.
And some people consider that trolling, though, Haven.
They consider it trolling because they too emotional, and they wonder why they can't get nowhere. You emotional, nigga. That be the thing with these niggas. I keep telling them, turn your feelings down. Your feelings is too high. You can't even hear me. Like just today, a nigga trying to argue with me on Twitter about why it's okay for Yvette Carnell to be a part of a white nationalist group. I'm like, nigga, you serious? Like you that emotionally tied to this ADOS fuckboy movement that you literally making excuses and trying to justify somebody being down with white nationalists. Like that's gonna actually help black people at the end of the day. What benefits you gonna get rolling with white racists who say there's too many black people? Like you think you gonna get reparations rolling with them?
Do you think, bro? Do you think the fact that people were allowed to mislead, misguide, scam, lie, and do all this shit, do you think the people who were able to get away with it before, do you think this is the reason why it is becoming common between quote unquote conscious people to be frauds, to be
Yeah.
scammers?
Yes, this is the same thing I was telling people for years. I said, y'all gotta stop letting these motherfuckers get away with this shit. Because I'm like, it's gonna come a time when you're gonna have two things gonna happen. The scams and the frauds are gonna get bigger and bigger and much more dangerous. No, three things. You're gonna chase new people away who is trying to be conscious, who's trying to wake up, who wanted to do good things for black people, but they're gonna say, if this is what it means to be pro-black, fuck all that pro-black shit. And three, you're gonna have outside groups coming in and infiltrating and using us as a weapon and as a pawn in their own game, just like the Russians did.
That's a fact. That's a fact because I'm gonna just say this. I notice a lot of the a lot a lot of what you just said happened after polite battle Harry Rosenberg. I realized a lot of these other, like, because right before polite had that debate with Harry Rosenberg, I remember he had a debate with a I think it was a Scientologist. They was outside on the streets, and I just started paying attention, and I'm like, hold on, like, where's these people just popping up from? And I noticed after that debate, more and more people from different communities, more and more weird type of people, they just start popping up, popping up, popping up, and they're getting all types of media coverage and all types of stuff, man. So, man, we really got to pay attention to what's going on, man. This whole This whole movement of consciousness and all of that could just be a big psyop. We gotta pay attention, man. Go ahead, bro.
I don't think it started as a psyop, but it's turning into that now because look who's at the forefront of it. Everybody who at the forefront of this conscious shit is on some bullshit. Damn near everybody, especially the people on social media. They all on some fraud shit. And this is what I was saying to people. It's like you got to turn your feelings down. You got to understand that you got to take a critical eye to people. Like, it's nothing wrong with being critical of somebody, man. Like, that's how we get to the truth. I want to know what you're saying is true. And if I see you talking and saying everything you saying is true, and I see you ducking certain people, and you ain't got a legitimate reason to not talk to them, then we got a problem. We got a problem here. And that's the reason why people can't get to it. Because you keep hearing one side of the story and you keep acting like that one side of the story is the gospel truth. Because it sounds good. And they talking some good stuff to you that's not even true. It's not even true. Like when people be saying stuff like, oh, the civil rights bill was passed only for black people and you got all these immigrants. First of all, again, we already know black people get crumbs from all that affirmative action stuff. Second, affirmative action was never just passed for black people in America. That's a lie. That's a bold-faced lie. You can look that up. And Yvette Carnell tells people that lie all the time. And she knows better because, again, she has a political science degree. She worked in Washington, D.C. She knows that's not true, but she knows most people don't know anything about politics, and you're not going to look it up. Just like when Yvette Carnell tried to blame Obama for not getting the Supreme Court justice nominated, I'm the one who had to explain to people that he can't just pick a judge this and then they up there. They got to go through a whole process, and the Republicans blocked it. The same Republicans who just let Trump get 61 judges nominated in one, get confirmed in one day, unheard of. It's like they playing on your ignorance. It's like with Tariq for just not voting shit. I got a video coming. I'm a flame Tariq. I'm trying to download this video of him talking. He did a live stream. You know, I don't know if people heard it, the 10 black code commandments or something like that. And in that live stream, he was talking about Florida. And he's talking about how they're going to they basically pass a law where teachers can carry guns in like the classroom, and they waiting for like the governor to sign it into law. And we know once that happened, we know who's going to be getting shot with these guns. Because last time they tried to pass a bunch of laws to stop school shootings, that's how you started the school to prison pipeline. That's what started it. Columbine happened, and people passed a bunch of laws, and then next thing you know, it's only black kids just going to jail for little shit. Like you got people getting into fist fights, getting felony charges. You got people not listening to the teacher, and then now you taking them to jail and shit like that. Like regular stuff now turning into prison sentences, turning into charges for little kids. That's not even that deep. And we know if you allow teachers to carry guns in the schools, only a matter of time for we know who they're going to use the guns on. They're going to be threatening them, brandishing the gun on them, or they're going to actually just shoot a kid and say, oh, I had to stand my ground. He was getting really aggressive with me. We already know how that's going to go. But the problem with that is the reason it's going down like the way it's going down is because this white racist got elected governor of Florida. While Tariq was telling people not to vote and telling people, oh, don't vote, it don't matter. They allow a white racist to get elected. And I told people when that happened, I said, y'all gonna feel the pain behind this. Because not only is he doing that, he's stripping people of their right to vote. So now it's gonna be harder for people to even vote, to even get them out of office. He's making it so that now people gotta pay to vote. Like he putting basically a poll tax on black people, where it's like, oh, if you got any kind of record, you gotta pay to vote. And you gotta pay every time to vote. You can barely get people to vote for free. They ain't gonna pay $1,000 to be able to vote, or $100 minimum, and some people might even have to pay $1,000 just to cast one vote. Niggas couldn't do that even if they wanted to. Who got $100 to cast a vote? He's doing that to consolidate his power, while so he can do what he want to do to black people, hurt black people, and it's going to make it virtually impossible for them to get him out of office. He should have never even been there in the first place. But you had fuck niggas like Tariq promoting that, and now you want to complain about it. And people, I'm trying to put this together for people that you need to understand that you got people like Tariq who will promote stupid shit to you. Then when the stupid shit happened, pretend like he didn't say that, and then later down the line brag about saying it. And then when all the bad stuff start happening, he'll do videos like, we need to get on code, family. Oh, look at all these white supremacists doing this to us. When that white man shouldn't even have been in the position of power to even do that to us. Same thing going on in Georgia right now. Remember, you had two black people running for governor. A black woman for Georgia, black man for Florida. Both of them lost. They could have won those races, man. And now you got those governors doing all kind of crazy shit. I forgot exactly what's going on in Georgia, but I know it's some fuck shit right now. And it was supposed to be that way. And Tariq was out here promoting that shit, acting like it was a victory. Like, oh, two black people didn't get elected and two white people did. That's a victory. Because we showed them that if they don't give us, they don't have an agenda for us, we not voting for them. Now look who you let get into office.
Damn, man.
And it's the same thing in Michigan. They let that white dude Snyder get elected Republican. He the one who did the Flint water. He did that on purpose. That wasn't an accident. That wasn't necessary. It wasn't necessary to switch the water pipe. He did that on purpose. He purposely switched the water around in Flint to make sure people get poisonous water. He did that on purpose. And he tried to get a black guy to take the blame for it.
So do you think these people are doing this for a check, bro? Like, what is it? What do you think their end game is?
It depends on which one, because some are just doing it just to dick ride. Some is doing it for clout. Some doing it because they just stupid and they don't know better. So others are doing it for nefarious purposes because they want to see black people hurt. They agents and they agents. That's their end game because it doesn't make any sense. Why do you constantly, every time black people get ready to put themselves in a better position, you got these magical movements popping about the thin blue sky, telling people to do X, Y, and Z, which not only keep us from getting to that better position, but it puts us even in a worse position. This is how you got all these drug laws, racist drug laws passed. You have massive black people out. You see how people pushing this ADOS shit? This is how people was pushing for the 94 crime bill that everybody's crying about. People don't even, I did multiple videos breaking that down, and I'm gonna cook the fuck out of the Vice show and all these other dick riders talking about Joe Biden now, when I was telling people that in like 2015, 2016, like, don't fall for the propaganda. Hillary didn't have nothing to do with that. That was Joe Biden who did that. And everybody was saying I was stupid. I didn't know what I was talking about. Now everybody using clips from my video that I brought out years ago to say,
Hold
oh,
on,
look what Joe
bro.
Biden said.
Hold on, bro. So you saying that Hillary never called us super predators? It was
No,
Joe Biden?
no. Hillary did say super predator, but we got to remember, she was the first lady, and that was what everybody was saying at the time. Like somebody, like that was
Right,
just the language. That's what you just
right,
called everybody. So
right.
it's like right now, we don't say illegal immigrant no more because that's supposed to be like offensive. So you're supposed to say undocumented migrant. But back then, everybody was saying like 99, everybody was saying illegal immigrant. And that's like somebody going back. That's like me running for office right now. And somebody say, "Oh, Latinos, look what he called you. He called you an illegal immigrant." When everybody was saying it, it wasn't even like basically controversial with most people. There was some people who was smart enough to have a problem with it. But for the everyday person, that's what it was. And mind you, she said this as the first lady. She wasn't an elected official. She said this as the first lady one time on C-SPAN. And she said this as a first lady supporting her husband, who was in turn supporting Joe Biden, who was getting boosted up by black people to do this. This is what people. That's why I did the whole video breaking it down, like telling people like how it started. She didn't. People were saying stuff like, "Oh, look at Hillary. She voted for the crime bill. She didn't vote for it. Oh, the Clintons wrote the crime bill. They didn't write it. Joe Biden wrote it. Joe Biden wrote it, and Joe Biden was a senator. He gave it to a congressman, a Republican congressman from like Texas or Oklahoma to introduce it in the House. The bill had massive black support. You had black people writing letters to Bill Clinton begging him. You had pastors, you had police, you had mayors, you had the Congressional Black Caucus. Everybody was supporting that shit. Everybody. Only a handful of black people who had enough decency and enough sense to understand not to support it. And the crazy part is everybody knew it was going to lead to mass incarceration of black people. That wasn't a secret. That was what the bill was intended to do. And you still have black people supporting it. Just like you got this ADOS fuckboy movement right now. You got a whole bunch of people supporting the damn movement that they know could actually help Trump stay in office, help get Republicans more power. Now we know it's only going to turn out bad for us, but you got people doing it. And then 20 years from now, everybody's going to act like they didn't support it and they don't know how this even happened. Like they always do. Like, oh, how did this happen? I don't get it. I don't know.
So, bro, what is, because I hear you keep speaking on Republicans and Democrats. Are you a liberal?
No, I'm not none of that. I'm for black people. That's what I'm for. And I understand that one side is trying to hurt black people. One side wasn't is moving into that direction. I'm for whatever's gonna get black people the furthest. Like remember, Martin Luther King was a quote unquote Republican, but he worked with LBJ and JFK to try to get laws on the books to help black people. It's like that's how I roll. I'm gonna roll with whoever we gonna can help black people. I'm gonna roll with them. If we have a Republican who can help black people, we gonna roll with them. Point blank. Period. Just like the Republican that black people came out and voted for in Mississippi, they voted for him to keep him in office, to keep him from getting removed, keeping him from losing the primary to a Tea Party Republican. They did that because they understood that he was better for black people, so they came on and voted for him. That's how I move. I'm one of those people. I'm voting for whoever gonna help black people, whoever gonna do the best for black people. If it was the Republicans at this era, we're gonna roll with them. I'm of the mind state of the people who founded the Congressional Black Caucus. The Congressional Black Caucus was never a Democratic caucus. Anybody can join the Congressional Black Caucus. All you got to do is be in Congress. You could be a Republican, Democrat, Independent. It doesn't matter. It's all about being black. That's how I'm on it. Like if you're black, I'm all about. Are you about? We here to set this up for the empowerment of black people. That's it. And we're gonna roll and we're gonna work with whoever gonna make that happen. Period.
I agree. I totally agree, and that's my standpoint too. But what about the people who will say, "Well, ADOS is for black people, just only for the blacks that's from here"? What's the
You
problem with that?
you can't because one, you splitting us. We already small as it is, and we already spread out. We can't afford to be split. You breaking up our power base. Two, you're creating enemies. You're gonna create a political enemies, and we don't have time for that. And three, you're just not going to get nothing done like that. Again, back to we too small. If you look at the Congressional Black Caucus, we got the largest Congressional Black Caucus we ever had with 55 members. The reason that is because black immigrants count as a part of our numbers. Most people don't know this, but the black American population is actually shrinking, and it's shrinking faster than the white population. The reason you even see growth is because all black people count as one. So you got the immigrants coming in and you got them having kids. That's where our growth is coming from. We actually shrinking and going backwards, but our political clout is going up and up and up. Look at right now. There's never been a time where black people could even put this kind of pressure on a presidential candidate. The reason that is because of our numbers. They're looking at the numbers. So if you try to start splitting us up, our numbers shrink. So if you say, all right, we only going to be ADOS and we only want to be identified and we want to be categorized as that, we losing like 12 million people off the rip, more than 12 million. And people going to look at your numbers and see that you're shrinking as a group.
But what about those foreigners who don't identify as black?
It's two things about that. Most people don't understand this. When foreigners come to America, this is why it's important to have people who are knowledgeable about this situation and can speak on it. Most foreigners don't identify as black because when they hear black, they think African American. So they don't want to tell you I'm an African American because they'll tell you, oh, I'm not black, I'm Jamaican. Jamaican is black. Oh, I'm not black, I'm Nigerian. Why do they say that? They saying that because black is how black people and African Americans identify ourselves. We have race consciousness. We identify ourselves to race first and foremost. Other blacks know this. That's why they say I'm not black. That's the number one reason. That's why I even uploaded the video of the sister who does research on this. Two sisters actually, but one who does research on it the most. It's on my channel. I uploaded a 30-minute video with her, like a 30-minute video with her, and an hour-long video with her, breaking this down. And I know this for a fact with my own life, my own anecdotal experiences in life. Like, that's why they don't do that. And it's more important, again, we got to keep in mind, we got to think high level. If long as the people in power fuck with us, the lower, a Nigerian over here, a Haitian over here who don't like you don't mean nothing. And that's what Yvette Carnell be trying to do, trying to put you in a trick bag. You got the West Indian in power who's helping black people, but she'll talk about some West Indian on the street driving a cab who say he don't like black, he don't like African Americans. And you want to demonize them as a group when the ones in the power got our back and is helping us. And right, which is going to cause conflict with us, because like that's the real reason that they against HR 40 also, because they found they was pushing it, but they against it now because they found out Sheila Jackson is the one who what is it called? Who introduced it into Congress. Sheila Jackson parents was from Jamaica, so now they against it. They wasn't ADOS. HR 40 was 110% fine. They put it on their black agenda. They was loving it. They was attacking people for not supporting HR 40. Once they found out that Cobra helped write HR 40, and they found out that it was a black person who had immigrant parents who introduced it, now they against it. Now they magically against it. So, just like when Yvette Carnell was trying to big up Denmark Vesey. When I put out the video explaining that Denmark Vesey is West Indian. Mm-hmm. Now, no more big ups from Denmark Vesey. It's basically fuck Denmark Vesey now.
So, yeah, man, I'm following you, bro. But it's crazy because, and this is just me playing devil's advocate. Now, if the ADOS people, if the people from that's pushing ADOS is saying, let's scrap the foreigners because they're not identifying with our struggle, and you just said that those foreigners don't identify with being black, then isn't it safe to say that the foreigners want to be separate too?
It's yes and no. Yes, because again, like I said, that's not race consciousness isn't a black American thing. No other groups of black identifies that. And it's not to be mean or disrespectful. That's not, they have national consciousness, tribal consciousness. We have racial consciousness because our identity as black people is soaked in Pan-Africanism and race consciousness. And again, it's not that they don't identify with black as the race. Because if you ask them, are you black as in your race? They'll tell you yes. Do you fuck with black people as in the race? They'll say yes. When they say I'm not black, again, they just talking about I'm not an African American. They're not saying that I'm not black, a part of the black race.
Right. So they're saying that they're not black as far as the black meaning the social class of being black.
Like, yeah, like African American. Like they trying to say that they not African American as in black American.
Right, the social class. Right.
Yeah,
right.
like as ADO. I don't like to use that term, but basically they trying to say that they're not ADOS. Like Shirley Chisholm. She was one of the first black women to be elected into Congress. She helped get a lot of things on the board for black people. They even wrote a book about her saying that she was one of the top 100 black people in American history. She never identified as an African American or as a black American, but we know about her work. She put in hella work for us. And it wasn't to be, again, to necessarily be disrespectful. It was just saying that, hey, I'm not black as in I'm not a descendant of a slave in this country. I immigrated here. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's why, because there is, because we're going to tell the truth, there are some people who do say I'm not black and they mean to be disrespectful by it. But again, we got to look at the numbers. We got to see who's in positions of power. How many people feel this way? And is it affecting us negatively? And as I just laid it out, it's not affecting us negatively because one, our numbers is growing. Two, we got more power than ever. Three, the ones who actually get into power actually do stuff and help us and ride with us. Four, because of the nature of America as as assimilation and the nature of America as being racist, the second, third generation immigrant is no different than us, and they identify and they understand us. Because sometimes it be a cultural thing with people coming from other countries in their 30s, they don't understand what's going on in America and with black people. But you have some their kids who was born and raised here, they understand racism perfectly. Those are, and again, the majority of quote unquote black immigrants are the kids. It's like a black immigrant family will come here, mother, father, and then they'll have like 3, 4, 5 kids. And those kids will grow up in America and they'll be American eyes and they understand black as in black the race. And they understand us more better because they grew up here and they the ones who push it, who identifies us and push it forward for us. Because again, people don't even know that. That's why I said a lot of people with the ADOS thing is ignorant because they don't even know that black immigrants have been coming to America since the damn near the end of slavery by the tens of thousands. America is on their own, not even including the ones that America, the government was bringing in. America brought in 60,000 people from the Caribbean to come live in America at one time. And the reason most people don't know this is because we assimilated them into our communities like this, which was also a benefit. Like
So
there is no, you cannot point to a negative point. Like that's why people, when they try to talk about the negative impact of black immigrants, they got to give you something anecdotal, like, oh, this person on Twitter said I'm an Akata. They can't show you, they can't spell it out to you in numbers. This, and if they do, it's usually some flawed study, because no peer reviewed study has found that there is any negative impact of black immigrants on the black community. Even Clark Anderson will tell you this, and he worked at the highest levels of government. The sister I mentioned, I forgot her name, but like again, but if you go to my channel, you'll find her video. I think her last name is Green. Like, she does, this is what she does her research on. She sees this out with her own numbers. Another sister, I forgot her name. She wrote the book called The Caribbeanization of Black Politics or something like that, talking about Caribbeans' effect on black politics in America. That's her conclusion as well. Like this, there is the negativeness don't exist. It don't. There is no negative impact. It's only positive. Like I want somebody to show me the negative impact. Like since I don't see it, I want you to show me at the level. Again, we got the largest black caucus we ever had. We got more black people running for office than we ever had. We got black people being able to boss up in ways they never was able to boss up before on politicians, to actually get them to say, put out concrete plans on how they're going to help the community. And there's stuff we can hold them to and punish them if they don't. And that's only because our numbers is getting so up there. And the reason our numbers is so up there is because of, again, because we shrinking. Our numbers is up there because you're thinking you're dealing with the totality of black people. And that's the reason why black people in America always identify themselves through race. And we have always had to educate other black immigrants when they coming into the country. Because like I call it the 3 E's. When a black immigrant comes into the country, they got to get the 3 E's. And then they'll become us. Education, when you explain to them the history of America and how America actually works. The environment, where they understand that the environment of the nation is actually just racist and hostile to black skin. And the last E is experience, because when you start running around and experiencing the racism, that's how you're gonna get down with us. Because remember, some of the greatest black leaders we ever had in this country were all immigrants who came to America with basically national consciousness. They didn't have race consciousness. They came to America with tribal consciousness, national consciousness. And when they got the 3 E's, they got race consciousness, and they became great leaders in our community. And it doesn't always happen overnight, but it's always
absolutely
worked
right.
out for the better. Like no, again, I'm waiting for the people to tell me the negative times it backfired. Because I can give you example after example after example how it not only helped us, but helped black people worldwide.
Yeah, and I mean, what you saying makes sense because like I said earlier, I mean, if we gonna say that these people are not forced, then we got to cancel out Marcus Garvey. We got to cancel out a lot of people.
We gotta
We got to cancel out Louis Farrakhan. We got to cancel out a lot of people.
not only we gotta cancel a lot of people, we gotta cancel out a lot of people who came from those people. Because a
Right?
lot of people
Exactly.
don't
Exactly.
understand that a lot of immigrants, like Arthur Schoenberg, they call him the grandfather of Black history. He is the one who put Carter G. Woodson on, who started the Negro History Week, that turned into Black History Week, which turned into Black History Month. Who's
Hmm.
considered the father of Black history? Well, the person who put him on is considered the grandfather of Black history. He's a Black person from Puerto Rico. So it means we're gonna have to throw away Carter G. Woodson and everything that comes from Carter G. Woodson. The Harlem Renaissance was basically popped off by somebody from Jamaica. I forgot his name. Matter of fact, I'm about to go look at. I got his book right here. I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna find his name right here. Give me a minute.
Now what Haven just said was a fact because if y'all go and check out the Black History Month series of 2019, the first Black historian I did was Carter G. Woodson because they did name Black History Month after him, and it started out as Black History Week, and it started out with Carter G. Woodson and him um doing things and him creating publications.
His
So
name is James Johnson. James Weldon Johnson. He was basically the one who put it together. This is the reason why New York for the last 100 years have basically been in charge, been basically the cultural and the political and the philosophical capital of Black people in America. This was all put together like that. It wasn't just it was a combination of things, and this was about supposed to be a Black thing, not a Black American thing, not a West Indian thing, but a Black thing. This is why you had the greatest Black minds from all over the world coming to Harlem to come together to create what we know as Black culture, pretty much in America and outside of America. This is why Black people in America are so far ahead, because we basically we the only place where we welcome all Black people to come, and they came together and worked together and created a higher culture and pushed it forward. And that started in the Harlem Renaissance, and then it's just been going on ever since. This is how that happened. And this is why Black culture is so broad that any Black person from anywhere in the world could come into America and assimilate into Black culture. It was purposely made like that.
right. It makes sense. That makes sense. Now, I know it's getting kind of late, bro. I don't know if you want to stop here. Let me know if you want to stop here. We could stop here and we could continue with part two tomorrow.
Um, you could take you could take like a question. You could take some questions a little bit, and then then we could call it a night after that, because I know people probably got some questions, because maybe I didn't make something clear, and then we could just pick up tomorrow.
All right, cool, got you. So right now, family, if you have any questions, put them in the chat. Haven is taking questions right now. I'll read a couple. I'm gonna read about at least maybe 3 to 5 questions. So if y'all got y'all questions, put them in the chat. The brother gonna answer the questions, and then we gonna let the brother go, and we gonna continue on with part two. So after hearing what y'all have heard for the past hour and something minutes, put y'all questions down. Well, I see one question. I just scrolled up. Shout out to you too, bro. Brother Danubian, shout out to you. He says, so we should vote? That's one question I saw in the chat. He's asking, so should we vote? Interesting, Martin Smith. Welcome back, Martin Smith. But that's interesting. Yeah, he has since he just on mute. Probably taking care of something.
Oh, my fault. I didn't know I was on mute.
Oh yeah.
Oh, my fault. I didn't even know, but I was answering the question. Yes, we should vote. And well, we can be smart with our vote, and we could even put our own candidates first. That's why I know a lot of these niggas is fake. Because when I first came into the community, and that's back in the days when I was buzzing, and I got nominated for the Black Power Award and everything. I was talking to brothers behind the scenes, explaining to them how we can put our own candidates first. As you can see with Alexander Cortez, AOC, the girl from New York. She only 27 years old. She got the world in a frenzy with she putting forth her agenda, and nobody can't stop her. Nobody can't tell her no. I told niggas years ago that we could be doing that. It wouldn't take much. We wouldn't even need money like that. It wouldn't even take much to get people elected, not only to local offices, which I told people about the importance of, but even in Congress, where we don't have to ask nobody to propose reparations for us. We can do it ourselves. We don't have to ask nobody to put forth legislation to talk about getting some money or something to flow into our communities. We could do that ourselves. I've been told people to do it, and I explained how it would work and how we would be able to do what she's doing now. And nobody listened to me. Now look, you got a 27-year-old who got elected to Congress. She is in Congress. She probably gonna be there for the rest of her life. She got elected with virtually no money. Nobody knew her. She just basically went around to her community and said, listen, because they had a white dude representing them. And she from the Bronx. She said, listen, he ain't doing nothing for us. I need to get up in there. Fuck with me. I'm from the hood. Y'all know me. I'm going to make it happen for us. I'm going to turn up for us. I'm going to be visible for us. Just vote for me. And people voted for her and she got in. With little to no money, no public, nobody even heard of her till she got elected. Nigga, how many districts could niggas have done this? Black districts all across the country. I've been told niggas this. I said, if you don't want to run for it, we can vet people and we can get them to run. And you could use your platform, Tariq. This is back in the days. I'm like, yo, Tariq, Professor Black Truth, all of y'all can use y'all platform to help boost the person up. We can give them money if they need money, because you're gonna need some amount of money, but you won't need that much. And we could get our people in Congress to stand up for us, propose legislation for us, make people say no. Put it on the table. Say, do you support this for black people? Yes or no? We ain't gotta ask nobody. We ain't gotta beg nobody. We ain't gotta run up on people and say, cut the check, all that other goofy shit. I've been told niggas this years ago, and nobody did it. So yes, we should vote. Because one, if we gotta choose to keep a stone cold racist out of office, then he got to keep kept out of office. If it means voting for somebody who not gonna quote unquote do nothing for black people, it's better to vote for somebody who's not gonna do nothing for you than to allow somebody who's going to hurt you to get the power over you.
Got you. Got you. Um, I'm gonna read this statement real quick. Martin Smith says these ADOS movement idiots are beyond ignorant of just how intertwined the history of Black Americans and Caribbean Black people is. But ADOS thinks West Indian people just got here. Um,
That that's a fact. Like I did the video about Professor Black Truth when I exposed that and I gave a bunch of names. It's not just even Caribbean people. It's Africans. It's all that. Remember, we have what I call the first stage of Pan Africanism, when it was just about race consciousness, and that's another thing. People keep saying, "Well, Africans got to leave Pan Africanism." Pan Africanism is an ideology that was born and started on a slave ship. That's in the Americas. That's an ideology from the Americas. That's not their ideology. We brought that to them. We didn't get that from them. So if anybody gotta be the one who shows somebody it, it gotta be us showing them, and maybe they can lead it then. But otherwise than that, no. But again, because the first slaves that was brought to America wasn't even brought from Africa; they was brought from Jamaica. A lot of us ancestors who were slaves that was born and raised in the Caribbean, that was brought from the Caribbean to America. You had people being brought there all the time. It wasn't a thing like that. Like, for example, Louisiana. Louisiana used to be a French territory. Most of the black people in Louisiana come from Haiti. They either they from family members who was born and raised in Haiti. Especially after the Haitian Revolution, they white people loaded up as many black people as they could from Haiti and sailed to Louisiana and put down roots there. Damn near everybody from Louisiana, if they actually did the research and did the on their DNA and on their culture, they'll find out that they ancestors came from Haiti. It's like you can't separate. There's no separation. This is why I said it's a fuckboy movement. It is no blacks have ever tried to separate us. It doesn't make any sense. You can't point to no point in history. It's just dumb. And people are trying to use anecdotal examples of this one say he don't like black people in America. This one say black people from America are lazy. It's like we can't be allowing one nigga here or there to disrupt how we gonna move as a collective. Cause that's like Africans saying, well, y'all got Hebrew Israelites saying we ain't Africans. And they say fuck all black people in America because they saw a video of a Hebrew Israelite saying that. Hebrew Israelites, no disrespect to them, they don't speak for black people in America. You can't judge us based off what that one person said or this person said. You got to think. You got to look at the collective.
Makes sense. Makes sense because when it comes to politics, you know, votes. That's how votes are gathered through a collective, not through separate little splinter groups. So good point, bro, and it makes a whole lot of sense. Another question I see, someone says, so do I guess they're asking, do you think there's gonna be any reparation?
As in 2020, no. But could black people ever get into a position where we could get reparations? Yes, but it's going to take a lot of hard work, and it's going to take black people actually wanting it. Because, like I said, last time I saw, it was like 60% of black people would say they was for it. That was just asking them. That wasn't asking whether you ready to put in work for it. That was just asking. 40% saying no. I did a whole video about 7 reasons why black people wasn't going to get reparations, and it just happened to do with how white people was going to talk with black people out of reparations. I didn't even add in the fact that black people wasn't ready to actually put in the work for reparations, like we said earlier. You got a white woman right now running for president. The only reason anybody knows her is because she's the reparations candidate. She got $100 billion plan ready to go, and she's ready to talk to people to expand it. She hasn't even gotten enough donations to even qualify to even be on the stage to debate. Mind you, $1 donation would suffice. All you got to do is drop her $1. Who's pushing her? People talking all this reparation talk, but you got a reparations candidate that nobody's even talking about except one person, and that's Phil. And he not even barely talking about her. He put her link in all his videos, so I got to give him some credit. But at the end of the day is over. How many people actually pushing the reparations candidate? Like everybody all over the place.
Got you. Well, right now, currently, bro, I don't see no more questions. So I'm gonna go ahead and say I appreciate you, bro, as always. Um, we definitely gonna fire up part 2. So y'all stay tuned for that, fam. Um, make sure y'all go ahead and put your go ahead and comment in the chat too, bro, because some people wanted to know your channel. So just go ahead and comment in the chat. Y'all go ahead and y'all go show some support over there to Haven. And we will be back with part 2. So y'all stay tuned for that. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Much love to y'all. I appreciate everybody for tuning in tonight. If you haven't yet, go ahead and smash that like button for me. Yeah, he just commented in the chat. So y'all go ahead and grab him up. Um, y'all check out his content and y'all try to stay connected, because from what y'all heard tonight, y'all could tell that he's knowledgeable on this subject. He's very passionate. He has good information, and he's just here, like he said, to bring the people the truth, because he tired of us being misled, because he understands that, the see, when I say we have to heal before we build, so we can stop hurting ourselves, recreating these self-inflicted wounds. And this is what he's trying to point out. He's trying to let everyone know, like, listen, these are nothing but more black people here that's gonna set us back, that's trying to hurt us. And he has a lot of good points. But also I noticed too that he's he's very, I noticed with you, bro, you're very optimistic. This is why I like to talk to you, because you're not a closed-minded brother. A lot of people like to make you seem, try to make you out to be just a troll that run around and, want to stir up stuff, and you be lying on people and all of this type of stuff. But when me and you chop it up, from me just watching your content, I never saw you lie on nobody one time. Everything you say, you bring the proof. That's why you stay flagged up, because you always bringing the evidence, and I appreciate you for that. And that's why you always welcome over here, bro. Because, like I said, you stand on your truth, and you don't bear false witness. You don't lie on people. And if anybody that's listening right now, if y'all, I want y'all to bring me some proof to tell me whenever this brother lied on somebody. Because from what I saw, I've never saw him lie on nobody. And I've only heard him try to tell the people what's right. And in the midst of him trying to tell people what's right, of course you catch beef. It is what it is. That's what happens. So I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate everybody for tuning in tonight. This is DS1 Ross representing Sheep Stay Sleep TV. Remember, y'all, we gotta heal before we build. We gotta heal before we build. So we gotta stay aware. We gotta stay awoke of these agents. We have to. We have to, y'all. So let's stay alive, and to stay alive is to stay aware, to stay awoke. I appreciate y'all for tuning in again. I'll catch y'all tomorrow. Peace.